From the Journal of John Gruntpa, in camp, Purgatory, Maine, 2 November, 1861. The Federals had come once again, and once again my men had seen them off. Federals attacked with 3 armies: the Army of New England, the Army of New Hampshire, and the 37th Army. The day began with an attack on my right against my cavalry division, which was eventually forced back under pressure, forcing me to deploy my reserve division to that part of the line. At around 1400, Federals attempted to thrust in my center, which my cousin's division fought off after a sustained rifle engagement. At about 1500, Federals made an attempt on my left flank, which was easily seen off by my division of Italian veterans. At around 1700, the Federals finally decided to withdraw from the field. We sustained more casualties than I care to count, but we did achieve victory. I feel that of all my divisions performed admirably, but I must await reports from my commanders so I have a clearer picture of the fighting. Welcome back, everybody. The Grand Tactician, Civil War. Gruntpa Gaming. This is episode 11 of our viewer unit only Rebel Spring of 61 campaign. So last episode was, I want to say it was kind of short, but not really, but kind of short for one of my episodes. We did have one major engagement. That was up here in Maine, once again at Augusta, seeing 3 armies attack our Army of Maine. Yeah, the Army of New Hampshire, the Army of New England, and the 37th Army attack us. I don't even think the 37th Army even joined in on the attack at all during the fighting, and just let the other 2 armies take the beating. Casualties were a bit higher than I expected. We're carrying 4,000 casualties in the Army right now, but we did at least double to the Federals of what we took. The siege of Fort Knox is still ongoing. It shows in the Federals' favor, but it's been slowly shifting in our favor this whole time. We only have just the 5 siege batteries, plus a brigade of engineers and a brigade of cavalry in the force. So it's going to take a while, but they will eventually get the job done. And they're slowly leveling up their siege train as they do, which will make sieges easier down the line. For right now, I'm looking to keep an operation steady for the winter. Everybody's gone into winter quarters, so I'm not planning on making any moves. So we're going to maintain the Army of Virginia at Richmond, which is facing off, I think, against 3 or 4 armies of its own up here. The Confederate States Army is going to remain at Lynchburg in winter there to keep an eye on Western Virginia. And they're sitting right on a major rail line, so they'll be able to flex east and west as necessary. And their corps is just small enough where they fit on our available transport capacity, which is 114. And the corps is just small enough where it can get everybody onto there without it delaying their movements. Army of Tennessee is retaking Chattanooga and will remain there for the winter, as they are still recovering from their last fight. And out here in the West, it's been really, really quiet. This is usually like one of the hottest action areas, but the Federals have been really, sending the Army up into Maine has really drawn off the Federal forces. There is a Federal Army out here, possibly 2. We know there's one over here between Weber's Salt Works and Muskogee. They keep kind of bouncing back and forth, but have not come out to engage us. Once the winter is over, that's changing. We do have to make moves out here. I've only gotten one thing done, and that was taking the fort down here at Dokesville, Fort Towson. So we need to push this Federal Army out of the way so that we can free up the tribes from Federal oppression and bring them in on our side. And it'll make some viewers happy when I'm finally able to accomplish that. And I think that about covers everything we need to cover for right now. It's now November 2nd. I'm hoping we're not going to see any more action until December. The Federal AI is not going to sit still, but I'm hoping to at least make it through an entire month without any action, trying to get the clock moving forward. All right, coming back in here real fast with an aside. There's actually something I wanted to do right at the start of this episode. I'd actually meant to do. Talk about in chat with one of the other viewers, and I am going to go along with their idea. We're sitting at A- as our current rating. We don't really have much in the bank, but we are not producing enough iron, as we only have the 1 iron mine, I believe. Let's take a look at that real fast. button was. Oh, it says button. Nah. Shows you how often I use this button. Turn off farms. Give me mines. Yeah, we have gold. We have coal in abundance. We only have the one iron mine at Knoxville. Where are you? There you are. So we don't have subsidy funding for this. It requires a subsidy funding of 4.3 million, which we do not have. So I'm just going to eat the cost. It's going to cost us a lot more. 300%. Oh, this is going to hurt. But we need the iron to produce weapons faster. Something I should have done already. So we're going to eat the cost of this. Let's see what it does to our credit rating. Doesn't actually look like it was too bad. And since we are producing Fayetteville rifles, I also want to increase. We have the Richmond Armory and the Tredegar Iron Works. So I'm just going to bite the bullet. We're going to upgrade both of these at cost. Bring them both up to level 3. Oh, and there goes the bond. At least it was only one bond. And apparently we are Wheeling Prison Camp is overflowing with over 10,000 prisoners. And this is something I really do have to complain about. We got no way of transferring prisoners out of the camps. We're at 10,000 of the 5,000 capacity. We do have the one prison camp down in Georgia, which I built at Andersonville, which is only holding 3,600 prisoners. So it's not even that capacity for what it has. And we're building a new prison camp, I believe in Marshall, right at the end of the line here. Yep. So we got some costs coming out. I really wish we can clear out Wheeling, because if they send an army through there, they can just free all those prisoners. And I do not want to parole them. We are at enough of a disadvantage as it is. So just coming back on the side there. All right, it's now November 13, and Fort Knox has finally fallen to us, Wheeler surrendering. So, it says we didn't capture him, but the unit surrendered in its entirety. It should have surrendered in its entirety. We did lose 82 men during the siege, 4 killed and 31 missing, the rest being wounded. But this does help bring Maine a little bit further under our control. So Lee's forces are still well into the green, so I'm going to move him by rail. Even though it's winter, it is snowing up here. I think he can make it to Augusta without suffering too much in the way of attrition, as I want to get him moving against Fort Popham as soon as possible. We need to bring Maine under our control. This way we can actually start pulling troops out of here. You have snowy roads minus 65% movement. Okay. Yeah, it's because we're not near town. I probably should have marched him to town first. But at least Fort Knox has finally fallen, and we can start moving against the next fortification. All right, it's now December 1st, so we actually managed to go the entire month of November without any actions happening. It looks like the federal AI is still kind of licking its wounds. So they usually are like a dog with its bone in his mouth, even during the winter. But looks like we have a little bit of a reprieve to let our forces rest and refit. So it's now December 1st, so it's time to go over the monthlies. All right, economy. Current River Nation is triple B. Building the mines and the factories did cost us. It's at triple B plus right now. Our debt did increase by 200 million, and we cut 2 more bonds over the month. So that is something we're going to have to tackle at some point. But once the mines are upgraded, we have better iron production, we should start seeing ourselves earn some money. Current economy cycle is recovery. Wealth of our population is mediocre, increasing compared to the previous month. Our tax revenues decreased by 6.5 million, but it is the winter, so nobody's really producing anything. No buildings were constructed over the following month. That's not true. The prison camp at Marshall did complete. Total export volume last month was 609 million now, with 538 coming in. So we're actually doing better on exports, which should start earning us some more money because we do have a 30% tariff rate on exports. No, on imports. So, yeah, our exports are higher than our imports, so I'm happy with that. Still means we're earning money. Average corporate production over the last 3 months was 230 million, change of minus 6.8 million. Once again, we are just in the winter. And economy lacks iron ore, food, iron, and our stocks are full of wood, which I don't really need outside of making stocks for weapons. All right, looking at finances. We are spending 488 more than we are bringing in, 488 million more than we are bringing in. Hopefully we can tackle that at some point. I'm really looking forward to doing that. Once we actually capture the bank at Portland, that will help us out immensely. Because we're just going to suck all that money into our economy. And it looks like the union's spending about the same amount of money as us. It's generally the case. Their incomes were lower up until this month, so they just had a spike in income. So I wonder what caused that. Because they were making less money than us, earning less money, and all of a sudden it just spiked out even with us. Something happened there. But you can see their expenditures, basically like after every battle, their expenditures are just... yeah. Not good. Intelligence. According to our intelligence sources, Federals are working on Confiscation Act. They've done the Project Ironclad gunboats okay. They haven't been using their Navy as much as normal, so I really don't mind that because all their navies have just been kind of sitting here at the mouth of the Chesapeake. They're not actually out blockading anywhere, which is kind of odd, but I'm going to take it. It says they recruited 4,400 men into 2 new brigades and started building 3 more ships, but they're not using. And morale of federal armies is currently at 75%, but they went an entire month without fighting, so that's a plus 21% recovery on their morale because they did no fighting this month. Otherwise, it'd be a lot lower than that after the drubbings we have given them. It says they're carrying out offensive operations. That only means that they have forces in our lands. They're not here in Virginia. They do still have their forces out here in Tennessee, and we still do have that army bouncing back and forth in this area. I have no idea what it's up to. It's like it comes forward to attack, backs away. It's probably because the Western Army actually does outnumber it. It's probably the one place where we actually have an overabundance of power compared to the Federals. Looking at strategy, national morale, Federals are 80 to our 91. National support, they're 85 to our 90. Morale of armies are at 75 to our 88. Men in the field, they have 150,480 men in the field to our 147,629. So they have popped back up above us because we had caused enough casualties where they were below us at one point. Navy tonnage, they're 81,340 to our 11,650. Battles won, they're at 2 to our 14. Total casualties, they're sitting at 75,342 to our 40,109. Not the numbers I'd like to see, but once we have better weapons, that we'll start plussing up those casualty numbers on the Federals. Don't worry about that. All right, policies. We did complete Diplomacy 3. We're now working on Diplomacy 4. That'll be done in another 30 days. So basically, when the January monthly pops up, this should be complete. As soon as that is complete, we'll jump over to Military 2 and then down into Support Mexican Intervention, which is going to help and hurt at the same time. But it needs to be done in order to bring up the British intervention, which is only sitting at 7% right now. It should be higher, but the Federals are running an illegal blockade, which reduces it by 20%. So we got to keep working on that. Projects. What do we have available? We do have organization reform available to us. But we're going to take a training manuals because we are in winter camp right now. This is something I really should have grabbed a long time ago because this will help increase the professionalism of all our soldiers while they're in camp, so they will get better training while they're in camp. We're not buying any imported weapons. So we'll take another level of send envoys. Sucks up all of that money. We don't need any railroad construction because all of our railroads are actually built. And do we take some counter propaganda? Occupation administration. I think we take a level of occupation administration since we are slowly taking over Maine. Very, very slowly, but we are doing it. State support's only at 2%, so we need to get that up so we can actually start getting some troops out of here. Weapons. Do we have anything to hand out? Am I not making carbines? Don't tell me I'm not making carbines. Or can't yet. Oh, and if anybody's interested, in my Discord, I did post pictures of a Hall rifle and a Hall carbine, which I did find in a collection. The Hall rifle is an original flintlock version, while the Hall carbine is actually a converted percussion cap version of it. So very interesting to look at those. Oh, I can build the Richmond carbines. Oh, we got to start making these. We'll do initial order of 5,000. Fayetteville's we got 2.3 made. We got 4.6 rebores. I capture any Springfield rifle muskets. Not really. We're not really capturing many weapons from the Federals. Not as much as I'd like to see. All right, but all the brand new weapons go to the professionals first. So CS Infantry, you guys have Mississippi's, but you're going to be getting the Fayettevilles. We're going to start sunsetting all of the older weapons down the line. Everybody's going to hopefully end up with Fayettevilles at some point. I don't think I have enough to issue out more. Nope, short by 200. But none of these units. Oh yeah, first Mountain Brigade. They're brand new. We have enough any rifled muskets. Can give you some rebores. You have Enfields. You have rebores. You have Springfield muskets. We handed out everything we can hand out there. Artillery, you got 14 pounders both. 14 pounders, 14 pounders. You still have 6 pounders. Let's give you some 14s. Army of Virginia, 6 pounders. Ooh, you have a perk. You're the only one that had a perk. Can give you 14s. I do have the 24s. I literally only ordered these for the siege train. Or for the siege force. Nothing else. No, we went down to 3 pieces of those. So I hand out the 24s for now. I think I... Why don't I? What's the range on these? 1,322 compared to 50. 6 pounders still have better range. This has better accuracy. 2.5 rounds a minute. 3 rounds. I'm really up in the air. Do I hand these out? No, we don't. We don't. Wait, did I capture any Napoleons, though? I did not look. Yeah, we really have not been capturing much in the way of good weapons from the Federals, which is kind of crazy. We usually have a lot more captured weapons in our hands at this point. But at least we can start handing out the Fayetteville's, which will bring up their standardization, which will make their production faster on top of building the upgraded mines and factories. So that is going to help us out. And I think I covered everything. Yep, that covers everything for now, so hopefully we can stay out of combat until January. We'll see. All right, it's now December 29th, and we do have our next engagement. I was really hoping that they would hold off 2 more days so that we can have a January 1st battle. But it looks like we're going into the 4th Battle of Richmond. We have the Army of the Potomac with 11,324 men and 6 guns, the Army of Pennsylvania with 6,458 men and 8 guns, and the Army of Shenandoah with 22,217 men and 13 guns, bringing the total 35,420 infantry, 4,100 cavalry, and 27 guns, against our 22,408 infantry, 4,100 cavalry, and 46 guns. So we do have an artillery advantage. Not sure how much that's going to help us out because it's only 46 guns still. There's one more army in the region, Department of Pennsylvania, but it did not come down with the fight. It looks like it's only sitting on 4,500 men or 5,500 men, it said. And it took a while for these guys to get down here. It took them about half the month to get from Fredericksburg down here to Richmond. Because, you know, this is not weather you want to be campaigning in. I was really hoping for a New Year's Day fight. It would have been a lot more fun. But, let's go kick old John Pope out of Virginia. Welcome, my grunts, to the 5th Battle of Richmond. Once again, we're on the Cold Harbor map, or the 7 Days Battle map, really. We got Mechanicsville, New Cold Harbor, Old Cold Harbor, Gaines Mill. Everything's right here. So, once again, we are defending Gaines Mill and New Cold Harbor. And I'm setting up defensively the same way I have previously. I have the 6th Infantry Division on the left, the Bowes Legion in the center, and the 5th Infantry on my right. And I have my Cavalry Division on the Price all the way out here on my far right, as the Federals tend to send troops down in this vicinity, and the 2 brigades of cavalry should be able to handle it. And I've spread my artillery out along the line with hopefully decent fields of fire. It tends to be subjective sometimes. So just sitting up, waiting for them to arrive. The waterways are doing us no good. It's already 1,500 days about to come to an end, so this is definitely going to be shifting over to December 30th, so we're definitely going to take some overnight attrition, but so will the Federals. And their morale's only at 57. So this really shouldn't be a rough fight, because they have taken a morale beating and a readiness beating on the way down here. So I'm surprised their victory chances are as high as they are, especially with morale at 57. It's foggy, it's 37 degrees, and the day's about to end, and it's going to be a cold overnight. It looks like, yeah, looks like we'll be back with day 2 action. We'll see what happens. All right, it's now 8 a.m. of December 30th, or day 2 of this engagement. And the day did end at 1700, so we did not see the Federals yesterday, but they made it as far as just some dust trails there. Yeah, they made it a little further than I initially last saw them. Last I saw them, they were like right here. There's an entire... They're all spread out along the road here, but they've made it a little further than I thought they did. So they're at this crossroad here now. Probably not going to see them until probably close to 10 in the morning game time. And the morale's not as bad as, I mean, the morale looks low, but they didn't really take too much in the way of attrition. We lost 3 men overnight, and they lost 250 overnight. So I expected their numbers to be a bit higher than they were. But 250 men gone from the fights, 250 men gone from the fight. So I'll take it. All right, it's now 12:40 in the afternoon, and we're finally sighting our first Federals about 3.5 hours later than I really expected to see him. 2.5 hours later than I expected to see him, almost 3. So I do have skirmishers deploying forward. I thought I had them out already. I totally forgot to put them out, and but they're heading into position now. We are looking at Army of the Shenandoah. Who are you under command of? General Stevens. You guys going to keep pushing forward, or I don't see any other cavalry, which is kind of surprising. I think they might be out on a flank somewhere. Normally, we see the cavalry first. It looks like it might be a little bit before we have some more action going on. All right, it's now 13:15, and the Federals are starting to push in against my skirmish line. Is this all Army of Shenandoah? There's a cavalry. Why were they not in front of the infantry? Interesting. Looks like they're actually spreading out down the line, so they usually kind of bunch up and try to push down this road, but it actually looks like they're spreading out a bit. My right's still clear. Gotta wait and see where the other two armies go, and then I can probably start moving my cavalry into their rear area. There goes Walker's detachment. That's fine. Once the detachments get pushed in, I'm not going to be sending any more out like I normally do, because I want the main... Actually, we can hold them off to 5 o'clock and force them into a day 3, so they'll trip more casualties, and they have to come at us on day 3, otherwise they automatically lose enters the battle. So we might go in that direction. Why would you turn like that? Ugh. I got no control on the... even if I turn their AI off, the skirmishers are going to do their own thing anyway. When they start doing stuff like that, they take casualties they shouldn't be taking. That's why I don't really like using skirmishers too much, but the delay is a delay. But they are laying out some very good casualties against these Federals, so I can't complain too much. Just starting to wrap around my skirmish line. Smith. Wanted to hold you back, but get forward. We could do enough damage to this brigade and possibly force them off and start wrapping around their opposite flank. I think that'd be happen. It's not going to happen, but I'm going to try. No, Mars the Habson's about to be seen in. Same with Gatlin. I should have not sent Smith forward. Pushed in one set of skirmisher boys. You did not push us all in. They got very quiet all of a sudden. Recall your men. Grangus, recall yours. These guys are about to break anyway, so I'm going to leave Chatham's detachment out there. I hate how when the skirmishers come in, it makes your unit stand up. I do not like that. Actually, cobblers, give me another set of skirmishers. I want you here in this wood plot. Just keep eyes out. Skirmishing's over. Knocked them up to almost 1,000 casualties. Brought us up to 315. But we got them to almost 1,000. So 315 is 1% of my force, which is not good. But we got them up to 2.5% losses. It's now 1,400. Maybe I do send out more skirmishers. What the hell are you guys doing? Get the hell up there. Yeah, we're going to send out one more set of skirmishers. Maybe we can delay for an overnight. Make them attrit some more men.
Easy, girl, easy. Quiet on the line. Keep your eyes open. Watch those flanks, Sergeant.
What the hell are you guys doing? Why didn't you just go straight forward?
Quiet now. Keep your eyes open.
So your skirmishers, yours are coming back.
Keep your spacing. Don't bunch up. Weapons at the ready, boys. Keep your spacing. Don't bunch up.
Who knows? Maybe I'll be able to get some of these flank skirmishers out on their artillery. That would be interesting.
Watch those flanks, Sergeant.
It looks like it'd be,
Quiet on the line.
want to say a few more minutes, but looks like we're going to start firing again here. And you boys can start firing whenever you like. There you go. Still looking at Army of the Shenandoah and nobody else, it looks like. Interesting, they're just pushing right in on my skirmishers. I am not used to seeing that. Why would you maneuver back like that? Come on. More troops coming down the road back here. You can see the dust trails at my mouse cursor. Is that detachment? Here comes this detachment. This skirmish line did not hold out as long as I thought it would. God, you guys are still using mixed muskets. Oh, good God. I recall you guys, they were just trapped out there. Yeah, this skirmish line did not do as much damage as the first line did. Didn't hold out nearly as long either. Alright. I'm going to keep these skirmishers out on the left. And we'll wait and see when their main line attack comes in. Alright, it's now 15:30 and the Federals are pushing right through Gaines Mill, which is not something they usually do. So I'm going to bring in my last unit of skirmishers here on the right. And we got one unit of skirmishers still out here on the left, which the Army of Shenandoah has been systematically clearing out my skirmishers, which is really surprising. It's not something I'm used to seeing them do. Time to get to work, Georgia Guards. And Italians. Do I stand you up yet? No, I don't think so. I'm basically just coming in right at the Georgia Guards. And I mean coming in on them. They're pushing. Boys, lay down. That'll be better for you. Italians down, stand up. Oh, God, I wish you had rifled muskets. In battalions towns, I really wish I had an avatar named Rocky Balboa to command them. Brigade across the stream. Hold on, it's lonesome too. I really don't have good weapons facing up against them. Muskets and mixed muskets. Alright, let's bring over to St. Petersburg. Don't need some troops on this flank. You've still only seen the army of the Shenandoah and not the other two. And I don't want to create a hole here, but I may have to. Oh, it looks like they're using bad weapons also. They had to get real close to begin firing. I had double cobblers. The boys mounted. Get over here. Cape Fear. Let's go. Had some fire on there. There goes one brigade. What the hell are you doing, St. Petersburg? Get over here. Man, you boys stopped. Oh, you got the Mississippi, so anytime you get engaged in range, that's just move you back in position. I didn't want to create that hole anyway, but see, St. Petersburg's on its way. If I break these brigades here, we might just end the battle. It's only an hour of daylight left. Refill that gap, go refill it. There goes that brigade. Rally back down, boys. That's it. Keep pushing on them. Hell, you guys, Italians, let's go. Where the hell are the other two armies? It's got me really worried about my right, but I'm not seeing any dust trails out here. All right, give it to them, boys. Polish Legion, same thing. And Chauncey's Immortals. Let's fix these lines up. And you guys stay there for now. You still have 3 brigades that haven't really engaged outside the skirmishers. Day's over in half an hour. They may withdraw on the overnight. I'm not sure. These boys are still standing. Nicely, boys, back down. Oh, and they just broke. There they go. I think they're done attacking for today. So we'll see if we go into a day 3 or not. All right, it's now 1700 and the day is ended. And it looks like they did not take the overnight withdrawal. But they did take an additional 1,000 casualties overnight attrition. Oh my God. They ended the day at 4,000 even casualties. They just took 1,000 in overnight attrition. Dear God. 1,000 men have run away. We're up to 1444, so I think we added about 100 onto our attrition. I'm going to leave my men in place where they were, not move anybody around. So it's 8 a.m. at day 3. Now let's kick this off. And the Federals are actually still in position also. I am surprised they did not take the withdrawal overnight, but they're back up to 55 morale, so they did recover morale. A lot of morale, actually. I'm surprised by that. So I don't think we're really going to be seeing any action here anytime soon, so I'll be coming back in. All right, looks like we have one lone brigade coming forward. I'm not sure. It might be a recon in force. I have no idea, but they had like 50% casualties for this one brigade. I think it's the same one that we were fighting in the same position yesterday. Feed them a nice warm breakfast, boys. And there they go. That did not take long. I think that might have been a recon in force. I'm not sure. Let's actually bring you back in line. I feel like I should be running a counter punch right now like I usually do. I'm usually a lot more aggressive, but I don't know where their other two armies are at all. And that still has me worried. They got two fresh army. I see some dust trails back there. They might be waiting for these guys to come up, which could be a possibility. So we'll let this develop some more. If it hits about noon without them attacking, we're going to push in on them. All right, it's now 10 a.m. and the Federals are still not advancing against us. One of the other armies is right here. I saw them move into position. It looks like they got some Parrot guns back here firing at us at long range at St. Petersburg Polo Club, taking some long range fire over there. But I'm going to send forward my Florida men to do Florida men things and see if we can't get these guys to make a move against us. Trying to keep my casualties as low as possible. Ooh, it's 17 degrees out. I just saw that. Ooh, it is cold today. But they'll get warmed up from the musket fire. Oh, now to send forward some skirmishers. And recalling them. Get closer, boys. You're sharpshooters, but you're not, still only level 1. And they're sending out vedettes, really. Where's my other unit with Mississippi's you? Oh, you got nobody near you. Oh, are you coming forward, boys? Yes. Come a little closer. If I can bait them in one brigade at a time, I'll do that. And that just broke the cavalry. I think after all artillery fire they've received, I'm not very surprised by that. They've just been getting hammered by artillery all morning. There's a couple more brigades sitting right here. Some orders going out. Running back down to 51. They were at 45 morale. They did recover morale. Some of the brigades are not broken anymore. All right, Florida. Let's go take another peeky look. Give me some skirmishers, see if we can't spot. Oh, they're moving. Look at all those dust trails. They're on the move. I bait you boys into attacking. Into the woods. See if we can't get the introverts leveled up on their sharpshooting skills. Actually, you know what? Let's move the 6th Division in its entirety up. They don't want to attack us. We might as well force the issue. Okay, you belong to Outer Banks. Okay. And we're moving. I'm going to leave the Outer Banks here because I have those mixed muskets. I'm going to be moving Chances of Mortals up to support. You guys still have mixed muskets also. Wrong unit. Still no movement from that army. Look like they're really leveling their sharpshooter skill. They're not hitting much because they're laying down. We got to force them to stand up. Recall you skirmishers. Boy, should be across that stream already. Shouldn't allow Chauncey ahead of you. Gobblers, push up to these woods. Come on. What are you boys doing? The hell you boys doing? Come on, Smith, get your men moving. There we go. That'll make them easier to hit. Get moving at the double. I'm getting sick of you. You're starting to piss me off. What is going on with this brigade? Damn, advance straight across. What the hell are you boys doing? Hang on, let's hit him with a halt order. That might fix it. All right, almost got them sharpshooter too. Need them to stand back up again. All right, get across the damn stream. Let's go. Why are you glitching on me like this? Smith, I'm going to end up firing you. Get up there and help the damn Legion. Let's go. There's that brigade. Whoever the Polish Legion belongs to, let me know if you want me to fire Smith or not, because I'm really thinking about it, but it's up to you. There's another brigade. I got you to level 2 sharpshooter. Nice. They don't know which direction to face. All right, fall back to the woods. Gotta bring up the Florida boys again. You know, those other two armies just never advanced on us. I was expecting this to be a pretty epic fight, and it's been pretty desultory. Gotta bring up the Florida boys at these guys at range, see if we can draw them out. All right, it looks like it'll be a few minutes, so I'll be back. All right, we have brought the Florida boys up. We are advancing again on the left. We're going to keep trying to wrap around. I'm also bringing Chauncey's up here, trying to keep the wrap going on. And the Cobblers have continued their firing. They're running low on ammunition. Same with the Introverts, as firing at long range does use up a lot of ammunition. Guns forward. I doubt they'll be there in a timely fashion. Somebody withdrew from the field. Full battery or detachment? Detachment. Why are you showing his flank? There's nobody on your flank. Get going, boys. I'm curious as to why the rest of the other two armies did not advance. They just kind of left the army shut and go out to dry. Oh, you boys got rifles. I want those rifles. Oh, the casualties are shown with these short-range weapons. Come on, break that brigade. Go in there to the woods and go get them, boys. Got no choice. Dig those ticks out. Oh, there's 2 brigades in there. And 3 headquarters. Battery just arrived, but not going to be in a position to actually help. Damn, Polish Stream's at over 600 casualties. Ooh. Yeah, you've always laid down. I've been very unhappy with you this battle anyway, so. That's it, break. Another brigade is withdrawn from the field. There's that brigade. They should be withdrawing soon. Surprised they actually haven't started withdrawing already. They're at 21% casualties. Stay on them. You got to stay on them. There's a battery there. Save that battery. I think we've effectively knocked the army of Shenandoah out of being an actual fighting force. Most of the casualties are theirs. I'm not sure how big the army of Shenandoah was, but I don't think they were a very large force to begin with. Ignore them. Get after the battery. They just broke anyway. %22 casualties. Yeah, we're not getting to the 25. Unless they advance one of these other groups against us, which are sitting over here. Battery's trying to run. Take them down. We need better batteries for our own guns. Come on. Better guns for our own batteries. Set it backwards. There they go. Who's that over? Army of the Potomac. Still in marching column. 6th Division, you're doing your attack. You guys have taken some casualties and you're low on ammo. Let's see if we can't cause a little mayhem with the cavalry. Probably not. But I wonder if they're going to give us the opportunity to get us up to that golden number for the major victory. We're almost there. Morale's still at 39. Okay. Doesn't look frozen, but apparently, yeah, it would be frozen. It's 21 degrees. But it's deep water. It shouldn't be, like, marchable like that. Still waiting on your orders. Did somebody reform? Yes, they did. That's good for us, because that'll raise their morale a little, which will keep them to fight longer. Maybe we can get that magic number now. Yep, brought them back up to 39. We are lucky we can hit that magic number. You gonna fight us, or are you starting to withdraw? I think they're starting to withdraw. Yeah, you guys got rifled muskets. Good. These guys have smooth bores, so I want them on the flank. Apparently these guys might have smooth bores also because they're not firing at us. It appears like the federal AI has not really been arming its troops well. They're usually much better armed at this point. Even though we're still in the first year of the war, they can way outproduce us weapon-wise. One battery in position. The other two moving. You're still waiting for your orders. You're way out there. How the hell? You have 522 casualties. No, never mind. These guys were in the teeth of the fighting yesterday. That's why. Shit. General Pillow, division commanders killed in action. Dismount, loose order, get after that battery. God damn it, advance. You have a good opportunity here to do a lot of damage. Don't go too far. Get in there, Polo Club. Get on that damn battery. Where the hell did that brigade come from? That's it. There's our major victory. All right, pull back. I don't think we need to run this up anymore. I've taken enough casualties. We don't have a dearth of meat to throw into the grinder like the Federals do. You guys never got your orders to move, huh? And some of these guys are reformed. But they're done. Let's speed this along. There they go. Who the hell's firing over here? Oh. The introverts are. Let's just speed this along. Battle's gone on long enough, way longer than it should have. One division commander killed in action. Someone's getting a promotion. All right. Took down 8,000 of their 33,000 infantry, 1,000 of their 3,900 cavalry. Got all 30 of their guns. Total loss of 9,500 of their 38,000 men. We lost 2,412 our 22,402 infantry. Most of those casualties, I believe, are in the Georgia Guards, and I forget which other brigade has it. Lost 82 of our 4,100 cavalry, 5 of our 45 guns. That was to overnight attrition. Total loss of 2,569 of our 27,233 men. All right, time for the reports. Second Cavalry Division, St. Petersburg Polo Club did 175 to infantry, 60 to cavalry for total 235. 43rd Virginia Rangers did 88 to infantry, 35 to artillery for total 124. Losses: St. Petersburg, 15 dead, 39 wounded, 11 missing, total 65. Active strength 1,673, 4% casualties. 43rd Virginia, 4 dead, 10 wounded, 3 missing, total 17. Active strength 2,382, 1% casualties. 5th Infantry Division, Georgia Guards did 1,031 to infantry, 224 to cavalry for total 1,257. Cobblers did 186 to infantry, quarter command staff plus up to 187. Not as effective as they should have been, but they're not leveled into sharpshooters yet, so they're not as effective with the Mississippis as they really should be. Italian Stallions did 1,096 to infantry, 112 captured, 88 to cavalry, 18 artillery, total 1,315. Losses: Georgia Guards, 83 dead, 408 wounded, 89 missing, total 580. Aggregate strength 1,769, 25% casualties. Most of that was happened on day 2. because they were the one brigade that was toe-to-toe with the advancing forces over by Gaines Mill. Cobblers, 12 dead, 59 wounded, 9 missing, total of 80. Aggregate strength, 2,200, 4% casualties. Italian Stallions, 37 dead, 223 wounded, 54 missing, total of 314. Aggregate strength, 2,514, 11% casualties. 6th Infantry, Polish Legion, did 1,051 to infantry, 46 to artillery for a total of 1,109. Introverts, 415 to infantry, 52 to cavalry, 22 to artillery for a total of 494. I thought they did better than that. Could have sworn they were doing better than that. Magrangus Legion, 1,075 to infantry, captured 13, 65 to artillery for a total of 1,154. Losses, Polish Legion, 399 dead, 384 wounded, 127 missing, total of 610. So they've taken the most casualties for the day. Aggregate strength, 1,976, 24% casualties. The Introverts, 9 dead, 41 wounded, 7 missing, total 57. Aggregate strength, 2,108, 3% casualties. The Grangus Legion, 39 dead, 134 wounded, 35 missing, total 208. Aggregate strength, 2,657, 7% casualties. LeBeau's Legion, Outer Banks Militia did 389 to infantry, 40 to cavalry for a total of 429. Cape Fear Highlanders did 190 to infantry, 8 to cavalry for a total of 198. Chauncey's Immortals did 1,091 to infantry, 76 to cavalry, 5 to artillery, total 1,185. All of our brigades did really well. Losses, Outer Banks, 28 dead, 142 wounded, 29 missing, total 199. Aggregate strength, 2,066, 9% casualties. Cape Fear Highlanders, 12 dead, 61 wounded, 11 missing, total of 84. Aggregate strength, 2,187, 4% casualties. Chauncey's Immortals, 35 dead, 197 wounded, 48 missing, for total 280. Aggregate strength, 2,513, 10% casualties. LeBeau's Legion have been kind of keeping out of the fighting, mostly because they're all armed with mixed muskets. 2nd Artillery Division, Boomstick Battery, did 74 to infantry, 81 to cavalry for a total of 155. Dixie Artillery, 309 to infantry, 160 to cavalry, 6 to artillery for a total of 478. Damn, Dixie. You boys rocked it. And Starlights did 123 to infantry, 50 to cavalry, 2 to artillery for a total of 175. And their losses were all overnight attrition. And which of our division commanders was killed? General Pillow, 5th Infantry Division Commander. All right, let's see if we got any of the federal officers. We basically only fought the Army of Shenandoah under so Pope didn't even send his own. Well, we did fight Pope's army, but he sent the Shenandoah to like into the meat grinder. And we wounded the 2nd Division Commander, Colonel Scam, and that's it? Really? Not the Army of Potomac. Wounded Brigadier John Craig. We only got 2 of their officers out of that. I figured the Army of Shenandoah would have lost a few more officers with the meat grinder they just went through. Now I'll get closed out of here and I'll see you all at the newspaper screen. Glorious victory at the 5th Battle of Richmond. Army of Potomac, Army of the Shenandoah, and Army of Pennsylvania all fleeing in panic. The United reportedly suffered total casualties 9,418 men. There were 1,184 killed and 1,465 captured. Our casualties total 2,569 men, with 373 killed, 498 missing, and the rest wounded. Captured 5,336 rifles and 12 guns from the field and sent 1,554 soldiers off to our prison camps. All right. Let's get this battle rolled off. Take a couple of days in game for that to happen. Actually kind of caught me by surprise when I saw them on the move. They'd been so quiet for the last 2 months. I did not expect to see them on the move. My last intel on news, November 21st. That's over a month old. October and November on the intelligence for these 2 armies. And like, once again, like, they're not even showing a question mark on the map, but there is an army here. Oh, they did build a depot. And 2 of our ships didn't end up being finished construction. I'm waiting on a 3rd ship to finish construction. This way we can hopefully start taking down like Fort Pickens, like start capturing the forts in our area that are held by the Federals, Fort Pickens and Fort Taylor and Fort Jefferson. Doesn't really mean anything if we take them. It's just like, it's on our territory. I want them. That's really what it comes down to. It's all it comes down to. I'm not building the fleet to engage their fleets. We'll just get our asses handed to us if I do that. Living on supplies here. That's emptied except for 40. Okay, 4 pieces of artillery. I'm gonna burn this one down there. Supplies here. No already ammunition. Plenty of other supplies. That's good. And Lee's back into the green. He went all the way down into the red to get into town. Just took the train down to here. It took him a good 3 days to get into Bang from here up to the railroad. And then another 5 or 6 days marching down the rail line because the snows are so bad. It's like minus 65% movement. It took him forever to get down here. So I was hoping to move him against Fort Popham. But I don't think that's going to happen because I really wanted to take Fort Popham down before the winter was over so I can have him move against Fort Scammell. We can't take Portland without taking Scammell first. So I need the Army of Maine to screen him while he takes down these forts. I mean, we could skip Fort Popham. We don't need to take it. But it'll give us more control of the state. We don't have a lot of support. We only have 2% support. And we have 65 soldiers from the state. I guess that's the garrison of Fort Knox now. And it looks like these boys are on the move. Hopefully they're treading a lot of troops by doing that. I'm basically just waiting for this to roll over to January 1st. So I'll be back. All right, it's now January 1st. Happy New Year to all my pixel troops. So, I think we're going to leave it off here. So we're still sitting. I know we're south of Augusta, but I keep saying Purgatory, Maine, because judging at the maps on Google Maps, it's about where the Army of Maine's sitting. So the siege train's at Augusta, Army of Maine's at Purgatory. I'm remaining here. Hopefully the weather improves a little bit for us and we can make a move against Fort Popham, I'm hoping. I'm going to be sitting pretty at Richmond with the Army of Virginia, which is now carrying almost 3,000 casualties. I thought there was a hospital in the area, but apparently not. So we're definitely going to have to build a hospital here. And Catherine Furnace, I think, is going to be an issue. It keeps kind of falling in and out of federal control. So I think we're going to end up building a new furnace down here at Petersburg behind the lines. Confederate States Army is still sitting over here at Lynchburg and going to remain there for the rest of the winter. Oh, and it looks like the federal armies over here are on the move. Looks like we might have a January 2nd battle over at Chattanooga. 22,000 men, 16,000. I didn't notice this, so I'm not going to be able to have the Confederate States Army down there in time. It is what it is. And we are still sitting pretty over here in the Western Army at Fort Smith. We probably could make some moves out here. The weather is not, it's cold, but it's not snowy over here. So if I see that army pop its head up again over here over the winter, I'm probably going to take it on. Because this army has not fought yet at all. So they still got to get their first battle. Oh, wait, no, we got rid of the first battle jitters with the siege down here. So that's not something I actually have to worry about. And we do have 4 brigades ready to go down here at Tradoc. We have the Carolina Honey Badgers, Confederate Legionnaires, Cosgraves, Copperheads, and the Pearl River Padfoots are all ready to go. I'm not sure where to send them, though. I don't want to add a 3rd division to the Confederate States Army, as their troops all fit in transport capacity. If I add more, they'll be outside of transport capacity, which will slow down their rail movement. So I don't want to do that. What I'm thinking about doing is forming another army here for Tennessee and have them camp out at Cumberland Gap, because we do have to protect the mine that's in this area. This is our only mine. And it's now upgraded to level 2, which is as high as it can go. So we do need to protect that mine. But that'll be for next episode. So once again, if you're a new viewer, return viewer, not yet subscribed, please click that subscribe button. If you do, remember that bell icon so the next video comes out. You follow along in the series and you're enjoying it, don't forget to bayonet that like button, butt stroke that comment section. And if you're watching on mobile, please swipe right to hype. The more people see these videos, the better it is for me. And also, happy 4th of July to everybody, especially my fellow unrepentant colonials. Hopefully you had a good time. You didn't get too messed up and lose some digits while setting up some fireworks. I'll see you at the next episode. Stay grumpy.